All right, so what I'm looking at here with my study is the physiological response, or how somebody's body responds to exercise that simulates an occupational task that's like an emergency situation for emergency medical personnel. Why is this something important? These people don't get to choose the environment in which they work. So they have to go out when it's hot, they have to go out when it's snowing and windy and cold as well. So we're looking at normal and hot in this study, and these people also tend to have a high risk of cardiovascular disease. It is actually one of the main causes of on-duty death in first responders. So these are the people that you're calling to save you in case of an emergency, and we're finding that they may not be fit to take care of that emergency themselves, that they could be going through too much physical stress to help you in your emergency situation. So for this study, I'm using EMT students. No previous studies have used EMT students. A lot of studies in environmental conditions look at firefighters. So all first responders have to go through these environmental conditions, not just firefighters. So that's how I chose my population. For this study, we have 3 visits. The first one's a familiarization session, where I find out their maximal exercise ability, as well as their health factors, making sure they're healthy enough to exercise at a maximal level. Then they come in an alternating order, we do a hot session and a normal session where they will undergo a simulated occupational stress. Here we have a treadmill walk and a sandbag lift. They'll do the treadmill walk for 10 minutes and the sandbag lift for 5, 2 times. This simulates an emergency situation because emergencies are not strictly in one dimension or the other. It involves both your aerobic ability and your anaerobic ability, which we demonstrate here with the treadmill and the sandbag. So far, we're still undergoing our research, but we're finding in our demographics there that we have an average age of about 24 years old. We do have a more male population, which is what we would expect to see, a higher than regular resting heart rate and resting blood pressure, and we're also finding higher than regular body weight and body fat percentages. So this is kind of what we were expecting with the population, and now we can see that they're having these risk factors going into the field and not just once they've been working in the field. We're expecting to see an increase in heart rate, blood pressure, oxygen consumption, which is how much oxygen their body needs to perform the task, blood lactate, which is a byproduct of exercise that can lead to fatigue, and we're expecting to see all of those higher in the hot environment. And that is all. Thank you.